Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Senate's joint hearing between the Judiciary Committee and the Children and Families Committee in our great state of New York. Again, I'm the chair of the Children and Families Committee, State Senator Jabari Brisport, and I want to extend a thank you to all my colleagues here who were previously mentioned. I would also like to extend thank you to the New York State Senate for hosting this hearing, especially Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins. And most of all, I would like to thank our witnesses for being here today to share your expertise on this important issue. I want to start by taking a moment to acknowledge the gravity of what we're here to discuss. There is perhaps no structure more central to the human experience, nor more vital to our health and well-being than the family. Thriving families help teach us love, empathy, duty, compassion, trust, kindness, grit, and courage. They are a support system for life's ordinary challenges, and they are our first line of defense against its unexpected hardships. Every child deserves a safe, loving family, and ensuring that their families can thrive must be the highest priority for New York State.
Yes.
Family court, at its best, can be a way to ensure every child gets that. At its worst, it can be a destructive force against New York's most vulnerable families.
Preach.
It is not a secret to anyone in this room that family court is, by and large, a court that impacts the poor and marginalized populations of the state. The class and race dimensions at play here are obvious to anyone who walks the family court. This is the court system where loving families are frequently called in for what are effectively symptoms of poverty and charged with neglect. When court appearances are required, parents already struggling to make ends meet must find ways to take off work, to find childcare, and manage the disruption to their lives and the lives of their children. Making the situation even worse for low-income families, New York State has failed to live up to its obligation to guarantee the right to legal counsel. Unlike most other courts throughout the state, those who come to family court are primarily unrepresented by legal counsel. And when legal counsel is provided, it's often underpaid and overworked. The most devastating outcomes from this system impact groups of people who don't have the money and power to publicize the problems they're facing. To separate a family is to rip apart something sacred, that which was meant to protect not only our physical well-being, but also our social and emotional well-being. To lose a parent, a child, a sibling is a deep and terrible thing. As we consider how best to keep families safe and well, we must keep that truth in the room with us. We must acknowledge that a big part of the problem here is the New York State budget, where New York State has utterly failed our families. Too many judges are overwhelmed and are effectively cast into the role of social workers. When the additional burden is placed on judges who don't have the time or resources to fill that role, terrible mistakes are made with terrible consequences.